Hola a todos, bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista aquí en The Dark Melody. En esta ocasión me toca entrevistar a Jarvis Leatherby de la banda de heavy speed metal Night Demon. Welcome, Jarvis. It's a pleasure to have you
Hello.
here today.
Hey, great.
The main reason behind this interview is your upcoming album, Outsider, coming March 13 through Century Media Records. So how are you preparing for this important release?
Well, just, talking to the press, doing interviews like this, reconnecting with people, and I'm excited to get it out. It's been a little while since we've had a full length. And ready. We've got a world tour coming up. And so we're ready to do this, man.
Preparing a lot of things on the Night Demon camp.
Yeah, of course.
It's been a while, like you said, since new music from Night Demon. I think in the meantime, you released like a covers album or an EP?
We did those in 2020. So there were 4 original songs and 6 covers. So we put out a compilation of all that last year when we decided to go on tour again. So we've been very busy, but as far as a full-length album, this is the first one since 2017.
You're describing this record as your boldest, ambitious album to date. So what can you tell me to back up this sentence? Because I know it's your first concept album. So tell me a little more about the story behind this album and the concept.
Yeah, I mean, so that you said it right there. It's a concept album through and through. We've tried to do this with our other albums, but it always ended up being 1 or 2 songs, that kind of went with it. And this time we decided to just go with the full story. So I actually wrote like a movie script to start out with, that's a secret passion of mine. And then we kind of said, hey, let's put some music to this, let's make this a full concept record. So there's a lot of different moods on this album. It's not just headbanging the whole time, so it really follows the story a lot. And every twist and turn has to do with the story. But the basic concept of the story is about a guy who grows up in a small town where nobody can leave and nobody has come in. He decides to leave one day and he ends up in like an alternate reality where it's the same place. All the people they look the same, but they're different. They've led a different life. And in this alternate reality, he runs into another version of himself. And this version of himself is not a very good guy. And things come to a head and they meet in secret. Nobody else sees them meet. So the good version, I guess, the guy who we start the story with, he kills his other self in self-defense, basically, and has to assume his identity and blend in this place. The whole time he's trying to get back to his reality, but he just doesn't know how. So a lot of twists and turns happen in this story. It's kind of a supernatural.
I can see that. It's a very, very cool concept. How you can transform it into the movie later.
I hope so. That's the goal. But making films is I'm good at music. Films are very expensive. It takes a lot of teamwork, a lot of actors, producers, directors. I mean, it's crazy. I would love to. But the idea is there. It's written. So that's the hardest part, I think. Well, it's the first half of it. There's a lot of
course,
things.
Yeah, as you said, it's a very complex album. I already listened to it. And it's an enormous record because here you have longest songs. You have songs like Beyond the Grave surpassing 6 minutes, or The Rats surpassing 7 minutes. There's a complexity on the album that wasn't present before. So how do you think fans will react to this new direction?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that Night Demon has always had short songs. We like short songs.
Yeah.
The reason the 2 songs you mentioned that are long, as you know, they take you on a crazy journey. They're not just long and they repeat all the time, So I think people are going to react in a surprised way. If it's good, okay. If it's bad, I can't control that. But I definitely think the common Night Demon fan will listen to this album and say, whoa, okay. I don't know if I was expecting that. I think this album grows on you the more you listen to it. And I think being a concept album, people are probably going, oh, fuck. Like, what is this, a double LP? I've got to invest like a whole week of my life trying to figure out the story. And the truth is, it's under 35 minutes.
Yeah, and it's one of the shortest concept records ever, I think.
But it goes a lot of places, It doesn't need to. And I think there's so much diversity there in a short amount of time. And I think that's important, you know, I really do.
Yeah, that the songs that we were talking about, the long songs, it goes through different atmospheres, rhythms. It's like a long journey. And I think fans, like you said, fans will enjoy more of this record if they follow the story there, because it's a really strong connected to the story record.
The other thing we did is if you buy the physical version, like the cassette or the CD or the vinyl, we wrote the entire like synopsis of the story inside there, track by track. And then the other side, lyrics. So we're not trying to go, hey, guess what it is? It's like, no, we're telling you exactly what's happening here.
So no excuse to follow the story here. Yeah.
No, I mean, the lyrics are written metaphorically. So the story is for the hardcore fans. If you're just a casual listener, you can listen to any one of these songs and go, oh, I think it's about this. And you're probably right, you know?
And of course, you're preparing for a tour for this album. So you're starting on March 13 on the release day, along with Satan and Hunt. And you're planning to expand it and make it a global tour, maybe returning to South America sometime?
Well, Night Demon will for sure. After this US tour, we're going to go to Germany, then to Japan, then to the UK, then to Ireland. Then we're going to do Europe in the summer and in September. And in November, we plan on, we're going to play the Mexico Metal Fest in Monterrey. And we're planning a South American tour that same week. So, yeah, going around the world. We're doing it. We're coming back.
Nice. Hopefully you can return to Uruguay. It was a very excellent show, like so much energy.
Yeah.
This was my next question. This is like a fanboy question, but I saw you here on the show in 2017, and then I saw you on the 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise on 2019. So I went to your meet and greet with the Uruguayan flag and everything.
All right.
So, but do you have any recollection or specific memories on those dates on Uruguay on the cruise?
Yeah, like especially Uruguay, like, you know, it's like there's these places in the world that you've heard of, but you've never been to, you know? Yeah. And we were in that tour, before we came there, we were in Brazil for like 10 shows.
Whoa.
We played more shows in Brazil than like any other metal band besides like Sepultura, you know, like in one tour, right? And, you know, Brazil is great, but like it's the jungle, you know, like you're flying over all this stuff, you know. When we came to Uruguay, we were like, holy shit, like this, it was just very refreshing. It was very nice. It reminded me of the place that we come from in California. We grew up on the beach, you know, and we were like, wow, it's like the weather's nice and it's coastal, and like it was very fucking cool. It was exactly what we needed at that point in the tour. So we definitely want to come back.
Nice. That's really nice to hear. It was a very intimate show, small show. The venue where you played, it doesn't exist anymore. It closed before the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. That's the place. Oh, okay.
So that makes it more historic for you. But yeah, I hope we can catch you on the next tour. I can wait for that, and maybe we can do like a live interview there, something like that.
That'd be great.
So you already told me what's next for Night Demon, but to summarize, how's the rest of the year working for you? What are the plans?
I mean, just the touring that I mentioned is going to keep us pretty busy. We are kind of we're working on some other stuff that we've never done before. Like we're recording like some acoustic versions of these songs. And it's like, I could never think of playing any Night Demon songs acoustic, but like for some reason, these songs are kind of lending themselves to that, but we're making them interesting. It's not just one acoustic guitar strumming, and we're putting other instruments in it, and like just trying to expand as much as we can on these songs, you know, because it is very cinematic, like a film, you know. So we're concentrating on that right now. Okay,
man. So thank you for keeping the classic metal vibe high, because like there's a new movement of heavy speed metal bands like you, like Enforcer. We have Enforcer playing next week here in Uruguay. So
we just talked with Enforcer about doing a co-headline world tour next year. Yeah. Night Demon and Enforcer, fucking awesome, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. Awesome. Yeah, hope you can make it. So good luck with the release of Outsider. It's a very strong record. I already listened to it, and we probably have a review on our website. So I'll let you know.
Great, thank you, Alejandro.
Thank you, man. Bye.